live in a pretty great spot in the valley. Just about every night you can hear a race car engine fire up, and then another, and so on. Almost like they're calling to each other and then answering. Well, hey, they're going to be answering for real in just 2 weeks. Good Saturday morning to you, and welcome to Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live. Brought to you by Cocopah Casino and by 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating. Racing Radio here on Outlaw Country AM 1400. I'm your host, Mike Stanhope, and thank you for joining us today. Hey, we're going to be visiting here in just a few minutes with Cocopah Speedway Pro Stock driver Steve Anthony. Step up in division for Anthony on the number 14 car for action in 2013. And we'll see what Steve foresees when action resumes at the Diamond in the Desert on September 28th. A very light week for action for the Cocopah Speedway Racing Series regulars who've raced their way through summer at a variety of out-of-town tracks. No results of note from last Saturday, in part, due in large part to many teams getting prepped up for a test and tune session at Cocopah Speedway next Saturday afternoon and evening. That session will begin at 3 p.m., 1 car at a time on track for up to 8 laps. Details available through CocopahSpeedway.com. Final chance to dial in race cars with the second half opener just 1 week later on September 28th. On top of the news on the dirt track scene this past week, the IMCA Super Nationals at Boone Speedway in Boone, Iowa closed out their 6-day run last Saturday night with the crowning of champions in hobby stocks, IMCA stock cars, sport mods, and, of course, in the modifieds. And racing off with that final win in the modifieds was Osceola, Nebraska's Dylan Smith and the number 95. Smith taking the lead with 10 laps to go and then racing on to the victory. The Smiths in Harlan, Iowa this weekend for the Tiny Lund Classic at Shelby County Speedway. He's joining us on the phone right now. Good morning, Dylan, and congratulations on that Super Nationals win.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's good to be on the air with you.
Well, hey, we appreciate you taking the time this morning while in Harlan, Iowa. Hey, you were into the lead with 10 to go, but yellow with a couple to go had to make for some nervous moments there at the end.
Oh, definitely. I didn't like seeing that caution come out with 2 to go, but I was able to get a good restart and pull away a little bit and hold on to the win.
Well, you had no other way to say it than a pretty awesome week at the Super Nationals. High finishes in the Race of Champions and in the Fast Shafts All-Star Invitational as well.
Yeah, everything went very well all week. The All-Star race, we started 22nd in that and got up to 3rd. Would have liked to see what we could have done with a couple more laps, but as good a cars that were there, as level of competition, it was a good finish. And the Race Champions, I think we got 6th in that one, and which again, there's a lot of good cars in that race.
Oh, yes.
It was a very, very awesome week.
How would you describe the whole Super Nationals experience for someone who's never been?
It's a lot of races. I mean, there's 250 modifieds, I believe. I think they had over 600 cars between all their divisions. And, I mean, you start racing at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and they might not be done until 2 o'clock in the morning.
That is just something. No let-up in momentum for you. Heat win last night at Shelby County and into the feature tonight in the Tiny Lund.
Yeah, we won our heat, went to the pole dash, and actually had some electrical problems when we first pulled out there, came into pits real fast. Doki, my crew chief, got her fixed up, went back out, started 12th, and got back up to 4th. So that'll put us 2nd row outside for the future tonight, and hopefully we can do something with it.
Well, hey, we want to wish you best of luck with that tonight, and got to ask, we going to see you back this winter at Cocopah Speedway?
Yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan right now. Hopefully we're not too busy back home with work, but I definitely think we can make time to come down there because we really enjoy coming down there.
Well, looking forward to seeing you again, Dylan. Congratulations one more time in the victory at the Super Nationals, now and forever to be known as a champion at the IMCA Super Nationals, and certainly looking forward to seeing you back at Cocopah Speedway. You have a great afternoon, Dylan, and thank you once again.
All right, thank you.
All righty. Hey, we'd also like to make note of the other champions crowned last Saturday night at the Super Nationals. Brandon Zarapata in stock cars, Brandon Pruitt in hobby stocks, and Carter Vandenberg in the Northern Sport Mods. And one final shout-out, too, to a couple of Arizona-based drivers who did the state proud. Nice runs in the modifieds at the Super Nationals. Gilbert's Tim Ward picking up a fourth in the race of champions in the modifieds, and Ricky Thornton Jr. with a midweek heat race win and running as high as fifth in the big dance on Saturday before a hit from behind, and then the loss of a belt took him out near the end. Got to wrap the head around it one more time. Over 600 cars competing, 400 races over the 6 days of action. All I can say is, wow, congratulations again to the champions, many of whom we're looking to see when the Winter Nationals roll around again at Cocopah Speedway in early 2014. A couple of other quick notes to pass along. Preparation work building to a fever pitch at Cocopah Speedway as we close in on that second half opener. Track grooming with the new loads of clay well underway, looking awesome. Pit and spectator bathroom improvements also in the finishing stages, and a big load of racing fuel was among the latest items delivered for the opening of the garage at Cocopah Speedway, the new food, apparel, and supply store in the Cocopah Speedway pits. And development work, of course, continues as well on the new quarter midget track. One other cool item I'd like to pass along this morning. Happy birthday to 10-year-old Isaac Miller. He's celebrating with a Cocopah Speedway themed birthday cake baked up by his mom, Christy McIntyre. That is absolutely awesome. And when you think of all the things Isaac could have wished for, well, happy birthday to you, Isaac, and thanks for being a true race fan. And hey, if you want to check out that cake, the photo of it is up on the Cocopah Speedway Facebook page. Well, coming up next here on Laptime Live, we're talking more racing with Pro Stock driver Steve Anthony, and he is set to join us next here on Racing Radio, Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, presented by Cocopah Casino and by 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating. We'll be back with more in just a moment here on Outlaw Country AM 1400.
No matter what type of air conditioning or heating help you need, schedule some help from 1 Hour Air Conditioning. Ready for the season? 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating can help. No AC at all? 1 Hour can help. Need help upgrading your old inefficient system? 1 Hour can help. Now's the time to schedule your annual air conditioning safety inspection for just $59. Call 1 Hour today at 783-4242. Some limitations and exclusions apply.
We're always on time, but you don't pay time.
Welcome to Food City, where we're celebrating Fiestas Patrias with an incredible 3-day sale. Now through Sunday, take advantage of these savings. Red, ripe Roma tomatoes, 2 pounds, 98 cents. Pork brisket ribs on sale, $1.29 a pound, sold in the bag or value pack. El Pato hot sauce, just 39 cents. Tecate or Modelo beer, 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, $7.99. And salsa tequila, 750 milliliter bottle, yours for just $6.99. Thank you for shopping and celebrating Fiestas Patrias with us here at Food City, the store with low prices when you need them.
Hi, I'm Russ Clark, and I've got a new home on your radio dial. Tune in Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for Outlaw Talk live and local from 6 to 8 a.m. Outlaw Talk is a great forum for local, state, and national issues, ranging from immigration to gun laws and everything in between. I'd love to take your calls, too. You can call 782-4321 and share your thoughts. It's Outlaw Talk on Outlaw Country, 6 to 8 a.m., Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I hope you'll join me.
The Yuma Police Department averages 40 vehicle versus pedestrian accidents a year. That's 40 too many.
We ask the driver to drive aware, the pedestrian to walk with care. Because the moment you're not aware of your surroundings could be your last moment.
Drive aware, walk with care.
August 4th through September 28th, break the bank at Cocopah Casino. And you can walk away with $20,000 in cash. Earn entries by playing your favorite slots, bingo, and table games. Every 20 points gets 1 entry. Weekly drawings every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. And winners are entered into the grand prize drawing on September 28th for $20,000 in cash. Want to increase your chances of winning the grand prize? Come in every Tuesday through Saturday and earn 3 grand prize entries during our Hot Steve drawing. $20,000 in cash. It's your chance to break the bank at Cocopah Casino. Live the rush.
This is Jan.
This is Timmy. I'm interested in the Corolla.
Timmy, how old are you?
9 3/4.
Oh, why the Corolla?
Are you kidding? Over 80% of Corollas sold in the last 20 years? are still on the road today, and APRs are so low, I figured I might as well make a down payment now.
Who taught you about low APRs?
Some things, you just know.
Kids grow up so fast.
Get Corolla, the car you can count on, right now at your Toyota dealer. Hurry in today and get amazing deals and low APRs on the advanced, affordable, and always reliable Corolla. To learn more, visit Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on Polk U.S. Vehicles in Operation Registration Statistics, MY 1993 through 2012 as of October 2012 includes Matrix models.
Visit Alexander Toyota in Yuma, or for more information, please log on to Toyota.com. Toyota.
And welcome back to Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, brought to you by Cocopah Casino and by 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating. And one of the drivers we're going to look forward to seeing in action when racing resumes in just 2 weeks is in studio with us now. It's Steve Anthony, driver of the number 14 Pro Stock. And good morning to you, Steve.
Good morning, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for stopping in with us on this Saturday morning. Just 2 weeks away from the resumption of the 2013 season, Steve. Been enjoying your summer break so far, or has it been full of a lot of work on the race car?
It's been full of a lot of work, regular work and work on the race car. Just got the motor in last night and probably hoping to fire it up tonight sometime.
Steve, you ran a part-time schedule somewhat in the Pro Stocks during the first half of the season, and that first half was a bit of a challenge for you.
Oh, yeah, it was a big challenge. We bought a pretty good motor, and we lost it the first race, so then we put a backup motor that I'd had out of a modified that I'd bought. We'd had it freshened up, and then we lost the bearing in it. And then the first race we brought it out, we had a fuel leak. So, yeah, we had pretty bad luck the first half of the season.
Were you able to achieve what you wanted to achieve in terms of at least getting some seat time in the move into the Pro Stocks?
Yeah, the second race we actually got to the main and actually finished 8th, and it actually broke on the last 2 laps. So, yeah, I got some seat time and a little bit of fill of the car, and I think I'm going to enjoy it.
Insofar as the work going on over the summer, talked about the engine issues and what you have coming in terms of addressing that. Any tweaks to the car, the cage, the chassis itself?
The car's in great shape. I mean, we played around with a little bit of adjustment. I mean, I played with the seat a little bit, the seat height, shifting linkage and stuff like that. I mean, just basically nutting and bolting things and going over everything and getting ready to put the motor in.
You had 2 years in the factory stocks and quite a bit of success there before making the jump into the Pro Stocks. What was it that helped you to make the decision to go ahead and do that step up in class?
Well, I mean, I figured we were pushing the factory stock pretty much to its limit. I mean, we were either getting first, second, or third, or we were losing a tire. So I decided I didn't want to go to the modifieds and have to do a bunch of work on the car every week. And the Pro Stock seemed like a good class to go in. You know, there wasn't as many cars and there wasn't as many wrecks. And I wanted to start there and get my feet wet.
We're hearing that we may be seeing more cars in the Pro Stock class, and I'm sure you welcome that as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the more the better, and I mean, I'm glad to see it growing.
As are we all, and we look forward to lots of growth, not only second half of this season, but well into 2014 as well. In terms of making the jump out of the factories and going into the Pro Stock class, what was the biggest adjustment for you?
The biggest adjustment is, I mean, of course, the quick steer. I mean, factory stocks, you don't have a quick steer, so the steering, I mean, it's a lot less steering, and you have the car sideways and speed. Of course, they're faster. So, I mean, the factory stocks were fun. I had a great time in it. I mean, I really enjoyed it, but I just felt that I was done with it and ready to move on to something bigger and faster.
We talked about the success you had in the factory stocks, number of feature event wins in that class over the course of the last 2.5 years before making the move into Pro Stocks. Any one of those moments stand out in particular, or taking everything as a whole?
Everything as a whole was great. I mean, I just enjoy racing, but probably the first big win probably was my most enjoyable. I mean, you know, to be up there on the podium and to be at the top of what you're trying to accomplish and do, and I mean, everything worked out, and that's probably the best one.
One of those things where once you do it one time, you definitely want some more.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, that's what we do. I mean, we go out there to have fun, but, I mean, we work on these cars to win. We go out there to win.
We're talking with Steve Anthony this morning here on Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live Racing Radio, brought to you by Cocopah Casino and by 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating. And we'll be back with more in just a moment here on Outlaw Country AM 1400.
Advertise your business while you're out on the road. Sign Pro has vehicle magnets on sale through the end of September. 12 by 24-inch magnets are normally $75 per pair, but they're on sale for $65 a pair through September.
You just can't do better. The Sign Pro sign. America comes to Sign Pro.
Crossroads Mission serves over 300 meals a day, and they're running low on many food items. There's some days when Crossroads doesn't even have enough meat, bread, or milk to feed those who come to them for help. Their wish list includes mustard and mayonnaise, rice and ground beef, and milk. Please drop items off at the Crossroads Kitchen at 944 South Arizona Avenue. If you'd like to organize a food drive, call Barbara Rochester at 580-4482. Community Matters to Z93 and Outlaw Country.
Save the date for the 33rd Annual U of A Alumni Drive for a Million Golf Tournament. Hit the course on Tuesday, October 1st at the Country Club. Check in at noon for 1 p.m. shotgun start. The tournament is a 4-man scramble, and singles are welcome too. Lunch will also be provided. Sponsors and teams are needed. If you're interested or have questions, please call Chris Thompson at 928-343-1694. Save the date for the 33rd Annual U of A Alumni Drive for a Million Golf Tournament on October 1st.
Real opportunities don't come around every day. Hi, this is Russ Clark, and I want to tell you about an opportunity that won't last long. El Rancho Encantado is a spectacular development located in the foothills at the base of Telegraph Mountain. Build your home and park your RV on one of these lots with underground utilities, fencing, and landscaping. Prices have been reduced thousands of dollars on the last few remaining lots. Act fast, they won't last long. Call Ed Sexton or Brooke Owens at El Rancho Encantado right now to make an appointment. 342-3281. El Rancho Encantado.
When you want to stay informed, all you need to do is tune in to Outlaw Country. When breaking news happens in Yuma, the Outlaw Country News Department is on top of it. News Director Jennifer Blackwell is quick to provide news information and updates to keep the community informed over the airwaves and on Facebook and Twitter. When you want Yuma news you know you can count on, keep it right here. Outlaw Country is your home for the best classic country and Yuma news with Jennifer Blackwell.
Army Specialist Lance Gieselman was paralyzed when his tank was blown up in Iraq.
I was the only survivor.
Paralyzed Veterans of America is an independent organization dedicated to ensuring our injured veterans get all the benefits they've earned and need. Paralyzed Veterans Senior National Service Officer Anthony Steele.
I'm willing to do whatever it takes to serve our veterans.
If you would like to help our veterans, visit pva.org, a public service of Paralyzed Veterans of America.
And welcome back to Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, presented by Cocopah Casino and by 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating. And we resume our conversation now with Pro Stock driver Steve Anthony. And Steve, we were talking recent history a few minutes ago, the last 2.5 years or so in the factory stocks and now in the Pro Stocks. But your origins and experience at Cocopah Speedway and, of course, in its earlier forms as Yuma Speedway go back a long, long time.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually third-generation racer. My grandfather raced there back in the day. My dad raced a little, but he'll tell you, you know, he was good at qualifying, but never good during the race, got too nervous, and now I'm doing it. But, yeah, I started sand dragging there on a 185S when I was 10, and then, probably 10 or 15 motocross races when they'd have them there, I'd race, and then went back to sand dragging there. And now I'm circle track racing there again. So, yeah, I've been there many years. Watched it change over the years. And, you know, when Frank Golden was running it back in the day.
Was going to note your experience with the place extends back that far, and you mentioned your dad who helped out with a variety of cars as well, including Bob Martin's Wrangler car.
Yeah, he worked with Bob for, I don't know, I'm assuming 10 years. We raced over at Quichon. And then, at the Speedway, I remember, as a kid waiting to get a quarter if Dick Rottenberg had won. He always gave out, he had a roll of quarters. He'd always give the kids a quarter after the races. But, yeah, I remember as far back as I can remember running around behind those stands and in front of them during the races. I don't know how interested I was in them then, but I was pretty much just enjoyed being out there and having fun.
That was obviously something that grew with time, given the experience, starting with the 185S, as you mentioned, sand dragging, of course, over the years. How did it take you so long to get behind the wheel and make your way around the oval?
Well, my dad's loved race cars all of his life. He's a big NASCAR fan, and I was busy with the sand dragging and of course motocrossing in the early years, and I never really took interested. My parents always went out there on Saturday nights, and I would go out there, every now and then with him. And then when it came back and I was a little older, and they heard they were going to open up, we were going to go in with another guy on a car, and that kind of fell through. And so at the last minute, I bought a car off of Adolfo and completely stripped it down and got it all ready, and then started racing and have fell in love with it ever since. I think it's taken over my sand drag love because I did it so long. I'm still going to make some sand drag races, but right now my main thing is the circle track car.
Hey, one thing about it, when it gets its hooks into you, they don't go away.
Oh, yeah, the excitement of racing and, the working on it and all the work that pays off when everything goes right, it's just well worth it.
You also got hands-on when the racing community came together to work with the Cocopah tribe in getting the track reopened.
Yeah, when I heard David, we had a couple meetings over there at the casino, and then we all got together and we painted the announcer stand and all the inside and did some work on some guardrails and stuff down there. Yeah, but I volunteered my time, probably 4 or 5 days, and to help get it going.
Been a labor of love for a lot of people.
Oh, yes. It's great to see the community, enjoying the races, and how many people do show up there on Saturday nights and enjoy it. Yuma's always been a racing town. If there's going to be sand drags or, the river, sand dunes, people are going to show up, and, they enjoy it.
We're getting set up for the second half of the season, most obviously, in just 2 weeks. What are your goals for the second half of the season?
Pretty much just to stay out of trouble. I want to get the feel of the car. We're going to start out with a little smaller motor. Hopefully by the turkey shootout we'll have the big motor in the car. And just seat time and basically, staying out of people's way and trying to move up as best we can and without tearing the car up or someone else's car.
Any particular competitors that you'll have a particular eye on during the second half?
Well, I love racing with everyone, but I like to watch Brent race and Frankie and, of course, Joey Haynes. Joey Haynes made a great, a bunch of progress last year, won a couple races, and from where he started, he's a great driver. But the pro stock class, I haven't seen any drivers that, I would really want to go after. I'm excited to be racing with all of them.
Talk about goals for the second half of the season. I'm going to look a little bit further out now. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years?
Well, hopefully, if this pro stock class stays around and we do good in it, I'd like to stay in it. But, eventually, of course, I'd like to go to a modified. Modified's a lot of time, a lot of money, and, I couldn't do this without any of my sponsors. I have a couple great sponsors, A Smart Auctions, Phil and Larry Smart, Tom Polda helps me out a little bit, and Mom and Dad, couldn't do it without Mom and Dad. My dad just turned 69 on Thursday, and he still gets out there and plays around with the car. He can't do as much physical stuff, but he goes out there and puts the decals on it and little things like that, and it keeps him busy. It's a family deal.
Family is something we always talk about in conjunction with racing, and know that means a lot to you.
Oh, yeah, I grew up around racing. Both my mom and dad raced desert racing. My mom, too. So when I was a kid, District 38 over there, Plaster City and all that. Like I said, I've been going to races all my life, and probably when I was in my mom's stomach, she was watching races.
Well, Steve, we're glad to have you in a position now where you can check it out from a first-hand standpoint, so to speak. And along those lines, you've got a front row seat on action that's been off the charts, awesome all year long. For the casual listener out there who's not seen a race, what would you tell them about that action?
Oh, it's great. It's a Saturday night. Yuma weather's usually great. The facility's completely been redone. Nice new grandstands, and there's a lot of excitement. You got 4 or 5 different classes out there, and I mean, it's a great night for your money and a lot of excitement and a lot of fun, and it's a great family thing.
Well, Steve, we're certainly looking forward to seeing you back in action as we close in on the second half of the season in just 2 weeks at Cocopah Speedway. And I want to thank you very much for taking the time to stop by and chat with us this morning here on Laptime Live.
Thanks a lot, Mike, and I'm excited to get started in 2 weeks. We're going to go out to this test next weekend, and hopefully the car works out good.
Hey, we'll see you next Saturday and the Saturday after that. That is a date. Steve Anthony, once again, driver of the number 14 Pro Stock, just one of the men getting ready for competition, starting back up in just 2 weeks out at the Diamond in the Desert, Cocopah Speedway. Hey, lots of other happenings ongoing around the complex of facilities that include Cocopah Speedway and Cocopah Casino. And in with us again this morning to tell us more about them, here's Anna Corpus. Good morning, Anna.
Well, this evening is going to be a busy one at Wild River. The United Dreams Car Club Show and Shine is taking place at Wild River's parking lot. That's from 5 to 9 p.m. And at the same time inside, they'll be gearing up to watch the boxing action as Mayweather and Canelo battle it out to be the one. That starts at 6 p.m. and there is a $5 cover charge. The first of season ends tomorrow at sunset, so if you're still looking to buy tickets, you can stop by the Cocopah gift shop or at Sprague Sports in Yuma. Tickets are $60. You can also purchase a pheasant permit for an additional cost. You can check out cocopah.com for more details. Real Colorado Golf Course and Grill in Somerton has new hours. It's open Wednesday through Sunday from dawn until 1 p.m. Rates for September and October are 9 holes with 1 cart and lunch for $20 or 18 holes with cart and lunch for $25. And at Cocopah Bend RV and Golf Resort, play 18 holes, your choice. $25 for 2 players and a cart, $20 for 1 person with a cart, or $15 for 1 player walking. And that's all I have for this weekend. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Anna. And again, information on all of those items and more available at cocopah.com. And, of course, further information on the second half of the 2013 racing season, as well as some previews of the 2014 season, all available at www.cocopahspeedway.com. And make sure to like us on Facebook. And again, details on next Saturday's practice session available through both sites. That practice session going to kick off at 3 p.m. next Saturday. And we remind you as well that you can now purchase tickets directly through cocopahspeedway.com along with race registration. You know, when doing a race call, just love saying 2 to go. And, well, that's where we are. 2 to go. Weeks, that is, when we return to racing at the Diamond in the Desert. You've been listening to Laptime Live, presented by Cocopah Casino and by 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating. We'll be back with more next Saturday morning, 11 a.m., here on Outlaw Country, AM 1400.